Hi, and welcome to a Life Soul podcast, where we explore personal growth, high performance, and intentional living. I am Wassim Ballany, and I believe life isn't just about getting through the day, it's about becoming fully alive in everything we do. Through my journey, whether in medicine as a heart rhythm cardiologist, cycling and running, or personal development, I have learned that success isn't just about reaching goals, but about who we become along the way. This podcast is here to inspire and challenge you to push your limits, cultivate discipline, and live with purpose. Join me each week as we dive into ideas, reflections, and practical strategies to help you grow into your best self. So let's get started. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a Life Soul podcast. Last week, after I finished the Chicago Marathon, my wife said something that really stuck with me. She looked at me and said, "You really go all in when you decide to do something." And at that time, I smiled, because she's right. When I commit to something, I tend to give it my full focus, my full energy, my heart. But later that night, I kept thinking about what it really means. What does it mean to go all in? And how can we live that way in a healthy, balanced, and fulfilled way? Because going all in isn't about working harder. It's about living with intention, showing up fully, not halfway, not distracted, not let me see how it goes, but your whole heart in it. When I look back at my life, I can see moments when I truly went all in. Like when I took up cycling, I kept on pushing my limits, one challenge after another, stretching my distances until I finally rode a full 100 miles in one ride. And then when I started running, it was the same story. I didn't just want to jog. I wanted to push my limits until I crossed that marathon finish line. And when I felt the calling to contribute and share reflections about personal growth and self-improvement, I didn't just post quick thoughts on social media. I built a website, started a blog, and eventually launched this podcast because I wanted to go deeper, to learn, to grow, and hopefully inspire others to do the same. And that's what going all in is all about. It's not about effort or enthusiasm. It's about mastery. It's about developing real competence and deep understanding of what you're doing. Learning the craft, studying it, refining it, until you're not only doing it well, but doing it with full heart and purpose. And that's where passion turns into excellence, and effort turns into art. And I think many of us can relate to that desire to not just try something, but to truly master it. Because mastery isn't about control, it's about commitment. It's about putting your full effort, your full attention, and your full heart into what you love. And that's what going all in really means. For me, that mindset comes from being a bit of a perfectionist, but in a good way. The kind that strives for excellence, that wants to learn, grow, and to do things well. And there's a beauty in that. There's something powerful about caring enough to give your best. And I also learned there's two kinds of perfectionism. The first, like we said, is healthy perfectionism. It's about striving for excellence, and it's fueled by purpose and passion. It's when you give your best effort, not to prove your worth, but because you value growth and integrity. It's driven by love and purpose. The second is unhealthy perfectionism, the kind that tells you you're never enough, where no matter what you achieve, there's still a voice saying, "I should have done more," or "I failed." You finish one goal and immediately chase the next, not out of excitement, but because slowing down feels like failure. You stop celebrating progress. You lose joy in the process. Because sometimes we set the bar so high that success itself becomes unreachable, at least in our own minds. We achieve things we once wished for, but we don't even feel successful anymore because we've already raised the bar even higher. And that's how burnout begins, when achievement turns into exhaustion. Joy gets replaced by self-criticism. So now let's talk about why do we sometimes hold back and don't go all in. Because the reality is that even though many of us has that drive to give our all, most people don't actually go all in. We sometimes hold back. We say we'll start when things calm down, when we have more time, when we feel more ready. Or maybe we're afraid because going all in feels risky. We say, what if we give everything and still fail? So we stay halfway in, halfway committed to our goals, our health, our faith, and our relationships. And that halfway space is the most draining place to live. Half effort leads to half results. Half commitment leads to constant frustration. And yet, we keep doing it because it feels safer. But here's the truth. Playing it safe protects you from disappointment, but it also protects you from growth. You'll never discover what you're capable of while holding back. And here I want to be honest with you. I'm not all in on every part of my life, and I don't think everyone is. There have been areas in my life where I was fully focused and all in, like in my career, fitness, or contribution. But at times, I realized I wasn't giving the same all in mindset or presence to my family or nurturing my spiritual connection the way I wanted to. And while I cannot say that's okay, but it's real. We're human and we all drift at times. But the important thing is to recognize it and come back to what truly matters. See, being all in doesn't mean doing everything great at once. It means caring enough to come back when you drift. It's about knowing what matters most right now and giving your heart to that. So we cannot be all in everywhere, but we can try to show our best and be all in somewhere. And maybe the highest form of being all in is in our relationship with God, because that's where everything else finds its balance. When we give Him our heart first, everything else finds direction and meaning. And if we're honest with ourselves, most of us, including myself, don't always put Him first. We say we care, but our actions don't always show it. We chase goals and comfort and then give what's left to the one who gave us everything. But awareness is the beginning of change. Being all in with God doesn't mean perfection, it means presence. It means remembering Him more often, not just when we need something. It means making faith part of our daily rhythm, not an afterthought. It means bringing sincerity and excellence into every area of our life, knowing that all of it can be an act of worship. And when that connection is strong, everything else starts to align naturally. So how do we actually become more all in? Start by asking yourself one simple question. Where in my life have I been halfway in? Maybe it's your health. Maybe it's your relationship or your faith. Maybe it's a dream you've been postponing because you're afraid to fail. Then ask yourself, what would it look like to go all in there? It might mean committing to consistency, moving your body more often, eating better, resting well. It might mean being fully present when you're with your family or your loved ones. It might mean reconnecting with our Creator through daily gratitude or prayer. Or maybe it's finally taking the first step towards something that's been on your heart for a while, even if it scares you. You don't need to go all in on 10 things, just start with one. Then define your why. Why does it matter? Who does it serve? Because before you go all in on something, you need to know why it matters to you. Then set a rhythm. Focus on consistency over intensity. Keep showing up, even in small ways, every day. And before we close, I just wanted to say this. If the marathon taught me anything, it's that you never regret going all in. You might get tired, you might stumble, you might doubt yourself, but you'll never regret showing up with your whole heart. Because life does not reward perfection, it rewards sincerity. It rewards those who live with purpose and give their best, even when it's hard. And yes, going all in can feel uncomfortable in the middle of it. It can feel exhausting, uncertain, even lonely at times. But when you reach the other side, when you cross that finish line, it gives you the deepest sense of aliveness and fulfillment. That quiet peace that comes from knowing you gave it everything you had. Going all in isn't about doing more, it's about being more present. It's about giving more of yourself to what truly matters. So whatever season you're in right now, whether that's your work, your relationships, or your faith, give it your full heart. Don't chase perfection, chase presence. because that's where peace lives, and that's where joy grows. So go all in. Be focused and devoted. Put your full effort and your heart into it, because that's when the magic happens. That's when you unlock your full potential, and that's when life starts to feel truly alive again. Every effort you make, every step you take, it all adds up. So keep showing up. Show your best. Go all in, because every choice you make today is shaping the person you're becoming tomorrow. That's it for this episode, my friends. And if you like it, please share it with people around you, because we all grow better when we do it together.